In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Hallelujah. Let's be seated in the presence of the Lord this morning. When God comes, when He chooses to reach out to us, we must make room for Him. Jesus said in Revelation, I stand at the door knocking. Anyone who opens, anyone who makes room for me, anyone who allows me, anyone who permits me, I will come in and dine with them. It's not just a message to unbelievers. It's not just a call to unbelievers. It's also a call to us believers. Anytime God comes knocking, anytime Jesus comes knocking, anytime the Holy Spirit comes knocking, do we create time? Do we make room in our hearts for Him? Because when we do that, He comes in and dines with us. He has fellowship with us. We must be mindful of this. We must be mindful of it. There are several things that God would do in our lives if we make room. If we will make room. And God is extending that call to us this morning. It's not a salvation call. It's also a fellowship call. It's a fellowship call. Make room for me, that I may come in and dine with you. That's very strong in my heart and Holy Spirit. It's a fellowship call. It's a fellowship call. Make room for me, that I may come in and dine with you. I pray the Lord will give us the grace to make room for Him at all times that He calls to us. In the name of Jesus. Praise the Lord. Now I have the permission to have the go ahead under the leadership of the Holy Spirit to continue this morning with what has been prepared by Him to bless us this morning. Under the leadership of the Holy Spirit this morning, we'll be observing who is responsible for the results in your life. It's a question that the Lord is asking us this morning. Who is responsible for the results in your life? That question may sound rhetorical. That who is responsible? Should I answer that question? And I pray the Lord will help us with a definite answer from the word this morning in the name of Jesus. This morning we want to look at the word responsible first. When you say who is responsible, I'm sure many of us have different answers. If we're going to go around right now, we'll have different responses to this question. Or we should do a trial. We should not do a trial. Somebody's doing like this, I know. Lest I give the wrong answer. When the word responsible talks about having an obligation. Having an obligation to do something means you are responsible for that thing. And this one we are talking about your life. That means being responsible means you are having an obligation to do something. Another definition is having control over something. Means you are responsible for that thing. Another one that I found very interesting is being the primary cause of something. Being the primary cause. It's not just being the cause, being the primary cause of something, and so able to be blamed or credited for it. Responsible, this definition explains it as being the primary cause of something. And because you are the primary cause of that thing, you are able to be blamed or you are able to be credited for it. So responsibility talks about accountability. It talks about you being answerable for something. And the question the Lord is posing to us this morning: who is accountable? Who is answerable? Who is the one that has the primary cause that can be blamed or credited for your life? That's the question this morning. I'm going to start our observation from Genesis chapter 3. We'll read verse 6 to 7, then 9 to 13. We're familiar with this story, but those who want to highlight some very important phrases and words this morning. Genesis chapter 3, verse 6 to 7. This is the story of the temptation and how man fell. But something interesting happened in the conversation between God and the man. In verse 6 it said, "So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes." I want us to note here, this is the first time man was accountable and responsible. This is the first show. This is the first life in the Bible that an account of responsibility or accountability was placed. And I want to note it very carefully because it's the foundation of our discourse this morning. So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruits. Yesterday I was teaching my daughter verbs and adjectives, and we're just, we're giving several examples of how verbs are action. Whatever you do, makes verb an action word. Whatever you see anybody doing as an action is a verb. So when I came across this, I said, she took, that means it was an action. She took of its fruits. She was the one responsible for this action. She was the primary cause of this. So let us note closely. She took of its fruits and ate. These were actions carried out by the woman. But remember that the serpent was the one that came and introduced the idea to the woman. But the serpent carried the action out. No. So, man is the primary cause. Is the one that is answerable, accountable for every of his action. Now, you see here that she took and ate. Then she also gave. You see all the actions she carried out. It was by herself. The serpent did not interfere. What did the serpent do? Leo sold an idea. But when it was time for action, you see that she was the one all the way. And she gave to her husband with her, and he ate. So he also carried out an action. Now, he said, then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves coverings. Let's move to verse 9 to verse 13. Then the Lord called to Adam and said to him, "Where are you?" So he said, "I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked?" That was the question God asked him. And the next thing God asked, without waiting for him to respond, was, "Have you eaten? Have you taken an action? Have you done something? Have you taken control over something that I've warned you against? And he said, have you eaten from the tree of which I commanded you that you should not eat? And verse 12, see what the man said. Then the man said, the woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I ate. And the Lord said to the woman, what is this you have done? We're going to pause on that question. What is this that you have done? It's interesting that God was not so concerned about what the devil did. The first thing that God said is, what is this that you have done? It's about the action. He did not say, what is this that you have heard? Because you could hear many things. He did not say, what is this that you have seen? Because you can see many things. But what is this that you have done? Because at the point of doing is the point of being blamed or being credited for something. At that point, before this time, when she was still considering the fruits, the tree, considering the fruits, when she was still hanging around the idea, when she was still observing the thing, it was not yet a problem. Until she did, until she ate, until she gave, and he ate. And God said, what is this that you have done? The same way in our lives, God comes to check. I want us to see Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. Because some of us will say, God comes to check. How? Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. The Bible says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place. This is not Lara writing it. This is Proverbs chapter 15, verse 3. The eyes of the Lord are in every place. What's the eyes of the Lord doing? Keeping watch on the evil and the good. So at the time when she was observing that tree, the eyes of the Lord was there. Because the eyes of the Lord are in every place, keeping watch. When they did it, God came. And God said, what is this that you have done? Because when you were doing it, my eyes was there, keeping watch. The same way, this is not just exclusive to Adam and Eve. There are examples for us. God is also, his eyes is everywhere, keeping watch on each and every one of us. And watching what we are doing on a daily basis. And you know, one of the interesting things about where we read is that when the woman was going to respond, she said in verse 13, the woman said, the serpent deceived me and I ate. God is less concerned about it. Even though God punished the serpent, was the woman excused for Adam? No. Because for every of your action, there is a consequence. And the amazing thing is, we choose our action, God chooses the consequence. You choose to do it. God is the one that credits you or condemns you for what you have done. So this morning in our observation, we must note actions are very important. Actions are so important. Adam and Eve had the obligation of eating or not eating, and they chose to eat. So when they ate, they did not determine, what they only determined was whether to eat or not to eat. The consequence of death was what God is the prerogative of God. So judgment is God's prerogative. He is the judge. He is the judge of your actions. So you can say, why now? This person did this. It's like the same thing. And see how badly he was punished. And this other person did something, the same action. How come, it's not the same punishment? God has the prerogative. Hear it today. When you get to heaven, you cannot be asking questions. But here on earth, He has established it in His word. He has the prerogative of judgments. The choice He has given you is not a choice of judgment, it's a choice of action. You choose your action, God chooses the judgment. I want us to see Genesis chapter 4, another interesting account there of Cain and Abel from verse 3 to verse 15. I'll just rush through. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought an offering of the fruits of the ground to the Lord. Abel also brought of the firstborn of his flock and of their fat. And the Lord respected Abel and his offering, but He did not respect Cain and his offering. And Cain was very angry, and his countenance fell. See what God said in verse 6. So the Lord said to Cain, why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? Verse 7, very important, and I want us to note it. If you do well, do talks about what? Action. If your action was right, I gave you the opportunity to choose your action. If your action was right, I would have judged you well. And He said, if you do well, will you not be accepted? Will I not have judged you correctly? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and its desires for you, but you should rule over it. Now Cain talked with Abel, his brother. Now at that point, he committed another sin. He killed his brother. And God said to him, when he killed his brother, verse 10, and he said, what have you done? Did you see that question again? After he killed his brother, God came to him and said, what have you done? So God is always concerned about what we do. What we do is so important. God did not say, what did you see? What did you hear? What have you done? That was the question God asked him in verse 10. The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. So now you are cast from the earth. Now this is the judgment of God on Cain. God did not sit down with Cain to negotiate judgments and say, what do you think I should do to you now that you've done this? No. That's why when we enjoy the liberty of making a choice, don't think God will sit down with you. You will now bring forth your strong reasons against judgment. It doesn't work. He owns the prerogative right. What does it mean? He has the exclusive right. Exclusive right to judge, to mete out judgment whether to blame or to credit. So what you are responsible for is your action. And God is always saying, what have you done? Because at the point where you do something, it's like an immediate thing. You either bring down the mercy of God or his judgment. Once you have done it, there's no going back. You've done it. As much as God loves Adam, he hates the tree. That's why you see a believer, born again, talking, loved by God. Once you step into sin and you break the edge, what did the Bible say? The serpent will bite. It's about what you have done. You broke the edge. So who is responsible for the results in your life? God loves you, yes, but God is a principled God. He's a God of order. He has set it in place that for every of your action, after what happened, and he swept off the earth with water, he said to Noah, he said, as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest will not cease. And the Bible makes us understand, he said, Paul plants, Apollos water, but God, he has the prerogative right for increase. That talks about judgment, talks about harvest. So you determine the seed that you sow, and God determines the harvest. But God will not give you a different body of harvest from what you have sown. He won't. I want us to see a scripture very quickly. James chapter 3 verse 12. He said, can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olives? Is a question. Or a grapevine bear figs? I want to stop in the A part. Can a fig tree bear olives? Or a grapevine bear figs? Can your disobedience produce the righteousness of God? Can your sin produce life? No. What you do determines what you see. And if we notice from verse 1 to verse 11 of this James chapter 3, he was talking about the tongue. He said the tongue, being the smallest member of the body, does great havoc. I want to read verse 5. He said, even so the tongue is a little member and boasts great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles. Then he went on to talk about how powerful our tongue is. Then he came to verse 12 and said, can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olives? And God also, Jesus saying in Matthew chapter 12, I want us to see it, verse 33. Matthew chapter 12, verse 33, down to verse 37. Either make the tree good and its fruit good. I want us to note the order. It's either you make the tree. In James chapter 3, verse 12 that we read, it said, can a fig tree? Now liken the tree to your tongue. And he's saying, can your tongue, what do you use your tongue to do? To speak words. He said, can your tongue speak words that produce a different result in your life? That's why I said, can a fig tree produce olive fruits? He said it's not possible. And Jesus is saying the same thing here. He said, either make the tree good and its fruit good. It's either the tree is a good tree, that is only the reason why that tree can produce good results, good fruits. Or else make the tree bad, because as long as the tree is good, it will not produce a bad fruit. But make the tree bad and the fruit will be bad. For a tree is known, identified by its fruit. I want us to continue this verse. It said, brood of vipers, how can you be evil? Speak good things. Jesus now went direct. How can you be evil? Speak good things. For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Then he went further to talk about it. He said, a good man, out of the good treasure of his heart, brings forth good things. And an evil man, out of the evil treasures, brings forth evil things. But I say to you, that for every idle word men may speak, they will give account of it in the day of judgment. So you have the choice of speaking. God waits for you in judgment. You speak all you can and all you like. The prerogative of judgment lies with God. Because speaking is an action. What you do is your choice, but the judgment of what you do lies with God. And he said in verse 37, for by your words, by your actions, you will be justified. And by your words, you will be condemned. Jesus made it very clear to us. So who is responsible for the results of your life? God has a good promise concerning you. He has wonderful things written about you. But who is responsible for the results? Just the same way the serpent cannot bite except you break the edge. The same way God's protection cannot lift when the hedge is secured. The same way the devil could not have made Eve to eat the fruit. It's the same way God could not have made Eve not to eat the fruit. Who is responsible for the results in your life? By your words, you are justified. By your words, you are condemned. This another way we can put it. By your doings, you are justified. And by your doings, you are condemned. I want us to see Proverbs chapter 12. Proverbs talks a lot about the power of our tongue. I want us to see 12:18 first. He said, there is one who speaks like the piercings of a sword, but the tongue of the wise promotes health. The tongue of the wise promotes health. So, the result of what that wise person says is health. But he has to say it. Proverbs 10 verse 11. The mouth of the righteous is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. And I love Proverbs 18 verse 20 to 21. It said, a man's stomach shall be satisfied from the fruit of his mouth, from the produce of his lips. I love that word. He now likens it to a produce, that you're producing something. So when you are speaking, when you are performing an action and you are producing something, and he said, the produce of his lips, it shall be filled. So what you say, what you do will come back to you. But how it will come back to you is a prerogative of God. Verse 21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Very important. And you know one thing I discovered in James chapter 1, verse 12, which I'll be closing with. James chapter 1, verse 12. He said, blessed is the man who endures temptation. Is it doing it by God or by the devil? I'm going to read into verse 17 to verse 18 so that we'll see. Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. That the reason I did it is because God was not there. The reason why I did it because what heavens over my life was shut. Job was in the midst of a situation you could look as if the heavens over him was closed. He was in pain, he lost everything. But Job did right by God. His actions were not contrary to his belief. His wife came and said, you know what, curse God and die. What are you living for after all? What is the result of your life is not even showing. And he said, you speak like one of those foolish women. I know my Redeemer lives. And he stood in the place of obedience in the midst of his trials. So don't say when you are tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires. It was the desire of Eve that drew her away from obedience. She considered that the tree was good. The fruit is desirable, such that makes one wise, and she ate of it. But each one is tempted when he's drawn away by his own desires and enticed. Not the word, and enticed. So what the best the devil can do for you is to entice you. But he won't perform the action for you. They say, it's the devil that made me slap me. He's the one that carried my hand and I just slapped my wife. No, you slapped her. But you were enticed and you were drawn. Then when desire has verse 15, then when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death. Do not be deceived, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and it comes down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. Of his own will he brought us forth by the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of his creatures. So God does not tempt anyone. Listen, I'm going through. Is God just tempting this time? This is a wilderness experience. We have so many names for so many things. They say there are different experiences in the life of a man. There's a wilderness experience, there's a valley experience, there's a mountain experience. All these experiences, God has put them there. God, you can say all that to justify yourself, but primarily your actions. You are the primary cause. You are the one responsible for the result of your life. So you are the one that will determine what you are blamed for and what you are credited for. The Bible talks about Jesus, our Lord and Savior. It said, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, despised the shame. At a point when he looked as if the whole heaven, he said, Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? But he did not forsake the Father. It looked as if it was his dark moment. He was alone. There was no angelic presence, but he had a choice to make. He said, if it's my will, I would pray that you allow this cup to pass over me. Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. Why didn't he excuse and say, Father, why have you forsaken me? If you forsaken me, let me forsake you. That's what some of us would do. And say, like the temptation that the devil brought before Jesus. He said, if you are the Son of God, come down from the jump now. He said he will give his angels charge over you, lest you dash your feet against the stone. And he said, you will not tempt the Lord your God. I have a choice to make. If I choose to jump, it's God's choice whether he will allow me to jump down safely when we hold me. But I won't tempt him. So who is responsible for the results in your life? What you are seeing, what you are going through, who is responsible? He said, this is the time God is tempting me. God is testing me. God is tempting me. We confuse it. Whether God is tempting me, God is chastising me, God is doing everything, but you have a choice to make. You are the primary cause. By your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned. Beloved brethren, don't be deceived. Don't let the devil entice you. Like you did with Eve. Stay true by God in all of your actions. That's what the 3 Hebrew boys did. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They said, "See, we will not bow. Our God is able, but if He chooses not to save us, we will still not bow." They made a choice, and God judged that choice by showing up in the midst of the fire. But it's not God that held their head from bowing. He said, "God, I'm about to bow." You know it's fire. Just because show yourself as God, as I'm about to bow, just hold my head. You won't do it. You have a choice to make. So when Joseph was confronted with fornication, God did not show up by fire and lightning. He ran. He ran. And after he ran, he could have said, "God, I just did something that is fantastic now. Why am I going to the prison?" But he obeyed until his glory, until God judged every of his action and credited him for it. Who is responsible for the results in your life? I pray the Lord will help us this morning in the name of Jesus. Let's bow our heads and ask God for grace. Grace to be doers and not hearers of the word alone.